Good afternoon, everybody. I know I promised an episode, further deep dive on the dementia patient and why they could be fearful of water or showering. So we've talked about this before, but we're going to do it a little bit deeper dive in it. I did some research on it, and I'll have to tell you that I never did have this problem. My mom never did mind water. She never did mind taking a shower. She never gave me a problem with that, but it's a case by case basis. So you may have someone that is fearful. And a couple of things that can cause fear is not being able to see the water because water's clear, so it starts hitting their skin. That scares them. Or they're scared that maybe they're unstable and they could fall in the shower, so that could add a sense of fear to them too. But I want to kind of remind you of go back to your childhood. When our parents were trying to get us to take a bath, what did they do? They would throw toy boats, different toys in the tub with us. Now they got crayons you can draw on the tub with that can be wiped off. They did everything they could to keep us from being fearful of taking a bath. Well, what is a dementia patient? They're aging backwards. Their brain cells are dying, so they get to where they're fearful to take a shower just like we were when we were kids about taking a bath. So here are some things today that I think I'm going to give you that I hope will help you. Ask any questions. I can research anything you need me to. I apologize, I don't have my selfie stick today, so I'm just having to hold the phone. But one thing you can do to help alleviate their fear when they're taking a shower is give them something to hold on to, like a washcloth or a loofah. And it's good if you can find real bright and loud colors in those. Again, explain everything you're doing. So if you're about to wash the right arm, then say, okay, now we're going to wash your right arm. Tell them what you're doing as you're going along. Use a soft, soothing voice, and it's hard for them to get amped up if you're not getting amped up back at them. So just be calm and tell them what you're doing every time you're doing something. Mom was always good as long as I was telling her what we were doing. You can give them a sponge bath if you have to, and they also have stuff like non-rinse, like body wash now, so that can help. It's usually good to give them a good shower about 2 or 3 times a week. Then the other 2 times you can do things like giving them, just bathing them in the sink, using the no rinse body washes. They have full body wipes now for giving a shower on those days. So those are some things to look at. One thing I notice is there's 3 colors that come up in a lot of stuff when it comes to dementia. The colors red, the colors green, especially lime green, and blue. And so those colors keep coming up. Well, these are a little bit more expensive, but if you want one of those, you can get them in red, green, or blue. You have to look for them. I think I found them on Amazon, and they were about $60 or $70. But it was a kind of like a hand grab bar. So you would put it on the wall facing where they're getting showered, so they would have something to hold on to and something that would draw their attention, because what you're trying to do is use these colors and different things to distract their eyes. A lot of us in our rooms and things like that at home, we use a lot of light colors and neutral tones and all that, because those colors can usually go with just about any kind of decor you want to. But throwing some colorful things in these rooms can draw the attention and distract the dementia patient. Okay. Make sure the bathroom is kind of warm and like a warm, so when they go in there and they don't have their clothes on, that the bathroom is warm so they don't get cold and start shivering. Allow them to do what they can. If they can wash any parts of their body, like with Mom, I would wash her arms and legs and things like that. But when it came to her private parts, I tried to let her do that. So try to let them help and do and involve them in the shower. Okay. Make sure the water isn't cold or hot. Test it first, just like you would a baby bottle that you heated in the microwave. Make sure it's warm where it doesn't alarm them really either way. Play soothing music. Get you, they sell usually like those little bitty CD players that now, I know I got mine at Walmart for like $25. I can carry it around the house. It's little. You could put it in your bathroom and just play soothing music that would keep them calm the whole time. You could also warm the towel that you're going to dry them off with in a shower, which always would feel good after coming out of the shower. Make sure the shower setting and pressure isn't too strong. So you want to make sure it's not like coming out like needles. It needs to come out, soft and everything like it needs to get the soap off, but not too much pressure when you're doing that. You want to distract them. That's the main thing. When you're finished, pat them dry with the towel. Don't try to rub and all that to try to get them dry, because when you do that, it can make tears and stuff on the skin. It's not that easy on the skin, but it is when you pat it dry. So try patting their skin dry. Use a handheld shower handle, so that it's good to have one of them in your hand. That way you can control the water. It's not just coming out of the head on the top of the shower. So use a handheld shower accessory when you're doing that, where the water comes out of the head of the shower and you've got a cord or something that leads up to it, like a coil that leads to the top. They have things now called bath crayons. You could give them one of them, let them draw on the shower walls, because you can just come right back in and wipe it off. Don't worry about getting wet yourself. I'd always jump in the shower with my mom when I was giving her a shower in my swimming trunk, so I didn't have to worry about getting wet. Use colorful, everything has to do with color. Colorful towels, colorful loofah sponges, colorful washcloths. Use red or blue toilet seats or handrails. I found the red or blue toilet seats on Amazon for $30 to $40, and so that would help when it comes to restroom time. Again, on the colored handrails, I found them at a place called Direct Supply, and that's what I looked up. And the red was $73.99, or they had a blue one. The red actually stimulates, and that goes for food and liquid, and that helps the intake if you're dealing with food or liquid from 25%, anywhere from there to 84%, and it also gives energy. So whether we're talking about showering and drawing their attention to the red, we're also talking about when they're eating and when they're drinking and their utensils. The red's going to stimulate it and cause them to eat 25 to 84% more and give them energy. Now, I will tell you, we had it started out feeding Mom in white plates. Well, she got to where she wouldn't eat, and so I researched it, and I've asked several doctors, and they can't tell me why, but when they use a white plate, somehow it makes the food disappear, so they don't think there's anything to eat in that plate. And it's just like that with water. If I were to have given my mom a glass of water, she wouldn't have drunk it, because to her she couldn't see anything in the glass. But by adding those packs that you can add of drink powder to the water that changes the color, then she loved Orange Crush, so I used an Orange Crush pack, put it in the water, stirred it up. Now the water's orange, and she drank it. So it has to go along with that. Blue, the color blue we talked about, it promotes calmness, and it can also lower their blood pressure. So calmness is a lot of times what you need when you're dealing with someone that's dealing with fear and things like that. Bath colors that are strong and create a visual contrast in emotional and physical response. Dementia can also cause the yellowing of the lenses of the eye. We've already talked about before about they have trouble when they first are introduced to light, because it's hard for their pupils to focus, and it's hard for them to have their peripheral vision to focus. So I suggest cutting on like a lamp first, something that's ambient, not bright, for about 15 minutes before you graduate to the big light, and that way that gives their eyes a chance to adjust. But they can have a yellowing of the lens of the eye when they're a dementia patient, and so that's why the bright colors draw their attention, because it actually opens up when you have a yellowing over your eyes. The bright colors draws your attention when that happens. Blue can cause calm aggressive behavior. It can calm aggressive behavior. So if they're being aggressive or whatever that day, a blue blanket, a blue pillow, anything you can give them blue will create a sense of calmness in them, in their behavior. Okay, now green, this is a color I hadn't really studied a lot before, but they said not hunter green or Kelly green or any of those greens, it's lime green. Can promote calmness, and especially the color lime green. So it along with the blue can create calmness, and it can ease aggression. They also have no rinse body washes at places like Walgreens for $6.99, so that's not too bad. I always try to keep it at a decent level, because everything that you use shouldn't have to be top of the line. You don't have to break the bank or empty out your billfold just to take care of them. Just remember, bright colors is what you're looking for. Also, they have adult no rinse body wipes that are like giving someone a bath with a full sheet wipe. They're $37.99, and you can get a count of 720 a box, and you can even get them in lavender, which lavender is a wonderful smell and it promotes calm. So I would suggest you can get them in regular smells, but the lavender to me would help even calm them even more. And I found those on Amazon, and the reason I talk about Amazon a lot is because they'll deliver to your house, and there's some people that think they can't get out if they're a caregiver with their patient. Now, I wasn't like that. I took my mom out every day to Starbucks. We would get a coffee, a latte, and a cake pop. So I would always plan out an activity for her, and it was always something to help keep her cognitive skills. Sometimes it would be educational children's toys. I used a lot of that. I'm trying my best for the past 5 years to get this educational children's toy company to get back with me. I don't want to say their name because I don't have their permission, but I used a lot of their products, and you'll see some of the products that I use on here. Also, I found something on there called a Boon, B-O-O-N, Cogs, C-O-G-E, water gear bath toy. This is a really cool bath toy. You can actually suction them to the shower walls, and they look like gears like you would have in a watch or a piece of machinery. They fit together in the grooves and turn. So if you've got these on the walls and they're colorful in front of them, they can turn them, and that can create a distraction. But the really cool thing about this is you can use the handheld shower that shower one that you're using and squirt those gears, and the gears will actually move in tandem with each other, and that can create a good distraction, and the water can make them move, so it gets their mind off that water's getting squirted on their body. Okay, let's see here. That set costs $10.95, and it was SKU number R as in Rick 0137, and it was by a company called Fat Baby Brain is where I found it. But you might ask, where have I heard that name Boon, B-O-O-N, before? And if you'll notice, when I did an episode on nutrition and eating and drinking and all that. They'll also, one thing is they'll forget how to use their utensils. That's what I use the educational kids toy to help her keep her knowing how to use her eating utensils for as long as I could. Another thing that'll happen, and I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here, but this disease, you just have to be prepared for anything, and it is what it is, and you just have to do what's best for your person. And just like you give the toys to the kid when you're trying to get them to learn how to take a bath, you're really kind of bribing them by giving them the toys and stuff. So you really kind of bribe them. And like every day when I would take Mama out, she would do her activity, but I bribed her because she knew she had a coffee and a latte or a breakfast sandwich waiting on her, so she was ready to get that over with. And so I just dropped my glass case on the ground. Okay, so those things are good. So we had something that was introduced to us when they forget to learn how to suck through a straw. You could put the straw up to her mouth, and my mom wouldn't remember how to suck through a straw. So we found something. Again, it's a child's item. It was made by the company Boon, Boon. I used to be able to find them in stores. Hadn't found them in the stores in a while, but you can get them on Amazon. It's a sippy cup like you would use for a kid, and it comes with 3 silicone rubber type bulbs that are silicone-like that you fit over the top of the sippy cup. And the straw sticks down in the middle, so you put the liquid in, and when you get ready for them to take a drink, you put it up to their mouth, you mash that rubber silicone bulb down, and somehow it forces the liquid up through the straw, and when the liquid hits their mouth, they'll start sucking again, and it helps them remember how to suck through a straw. Now, the cup, it isn't that big, but they have got on there also, I didn't get the price on them, but they carry just the rubber bulb tips that you could put on almost any kind of sippy cup. So if you wanted to use a bigger cup or whatever, you could, and buy the silicone things to go over them, and that way you wouldn't have to refill the cup as much. But this helped her when she was forgetting how to suck through a straw. So the company Boon is good too with stuff like that. So not only do they create a sippy cup that helps when they forget to suck through a straw, but now we've talked about you can stick these gears that they sell on the shower wall right in front of your dementia patient. They're really bright colors, so they keep their attention. You can also, when you're rinsing them off, try squirting the gears and watch the gears work together, because the shower wand, the water in it, can cause the gears to work together just like they would in a clock or a piece of machinery, which would add even more of a distraction when you're trying to rinse them off. Now, I've just written down a couple of things as far as colorful things you could use in the shower. Colorful loofahs, you could let them hold them. Colorful washcloths, colorful towels. One thing I used to like to do was, before we would take a shower, I would take the towel I was going to use and take it into the washroom and put it in the dryer for a couple of minutes and have it to where it would be warm when I got ready to pat her off. Remember, you don't want to rub on it too hard. You want to more or less pat them dry. Find you a good, like a shower cart that's open at the top, and keep all of your shower products in there and have it to where it would roll. Keep it at arm's length when you're in the shower, so you can just reach out and grab it. You don't have to walk off and leave your dementia patient, because that's going to add to their fear of them falling, and you can keep better control over them. But also handrails help too. So those carts will really help, and you can keep everything in that cart, everything on that cart, and use it as you need to, and that'll make the shower shorter and get you through it faster. Also, I've seen where they make different colored shower gels now, so even though they can't see the water, maybe you can distract them a little bit with the colors of the shower gels. And I know Bath and Body Works has different colors. I also saw in Walmart the other day, the cookie company, that Crumble Cookie, they make all these different colored cookies. I noticed they even now have colored shower gels, so you could try those. Colorful handrails, colorful toilet seats, And also something that when I was introducing this episode the other day about what we were going to talk about was a waterproof stuffed animal. And in the video, and I bought this for my 2-year-old great nephew too, to get him to want to take a shower more. It was a stuffed Bluey. Now you might not know who Bluey is, and they had a stuffed Spider-Man. It's made out of like more mesh type material. I'm not sure what's inside of it, but you can put it in the shower with them too, and it doesn't ruin the stuffing or whatever inside. It's made to be wet, so you could give that for them to hold while you're giving them the shower. They give the added sense of security to them, and they sell them, and I saw those at Target, and I know Walmart has them. So they do have waterproof stuffed animals that can add to their not being fearful in the shower and things. Any kind of kids' toys that suction to the wall that's eye level to them is always going to keep them interested, especially if they're bright colors. And so those are the things that I come up with today that I hope will help you if you're having trouble with them, fearful of the shower. You don't want it to be a fearful thing to them. You always want to do what's best for them and keep them calm. So try these tricks today. Remember, color, color, color. So even if your room is natural, like our bathroom at home it uses natural tile, the paint's neutral, but you can incorporate things like a red, blue, or green toilet seat, or a red, blue, or green handrail for them to hold on to, different colored shower gels, bright colored towels, loofahs, different things like on the days off when you're not actually getting them in the shower, you can actually still bathe them off. You can use, they've got no rinse body wash now. They've also say if their hair needs to be washed and it's not a shower day where you can wash their hair, they also have a dry shampoo that's called Baptiste, I think's the name of it, or there is also one called Psst, like P-S-S-S-S-S-T. So you could use those, and that washes and cleans the hair without having to use water. So that'll help. Also, they have the full sheet like body wipes now that they come in regular scented or they come in lavender. I would prefer lavender because lavender calms, peppermint calms, those kind of smells. If you use diffusers in your room, like the wallflowers and things like that from Bath and Body Works, or if that's a little too expensive, Glade has nice plug-ins in the walls and nice scents that you can pick, and I do know they have lavender in it because I use it some. But lavender lotions, peppermint lotions, because sometimes after we would give Mom a shower, we would act like we were having a spa day, and she didn't wear we were Church of God, we were raised Pentecostal, so she didn't believe in fingernail polish and stuff like that. So we couldn't do the pedicure and the manicure type thing. But like using different kinds of lotions that smell good, that have the smells of lavender and peppermint, things like that, would comfort and soothe them and help them rest better. And so things like that you can do that you don't normally think of, but I'm trying to help you come up with what you think the best plan is for you by what you want to. And I hope this has helped someone today. That's my goal, is being a caregiver is not easy. I tell people there were some days I felt like a hero. There were some days I felt like a zero. And it wasn't really anything on my part. It was just a guilt feeling in me of I wish I could have done something more. But my brain was always turning, and I was always thinking of what I could use, what I could do different, what would help keep her calm. So I would have to start taking something at night to turn my brain off, because my brain was always constantly working. I hate to sad to say I'm still like that, even though my mom has been gone for 5 years. in a store, I'm always looking at different products, and I'm like, how could I use that for a dementia patient? What could that be used to help a dementia patient with? So I'm always going to try to do things like that to help you. Like I said, I did not go to school for that. People don't always go to school for dementia. I went to the School of Hard Knocks for dementia, and the reason people don't like to take dementia sometime in school is because you hope and pray to God that nobody you love or know has that disease, because it is a bad disease. I know I made it look good. There's things out there, like I took Mom out every day, and I had those days when I was trying to maneuver her wheelchair and a shopping cart at the same time, and it makes you not want to go anywhere because you've been through a war trying to bathe them and get them ready to go. But a lot of the big stores now have these things called Caroline's carts, and I've showed you pictures and stuff of them in some of the videos I've posted before. At first, Target was where I noticed it, but Walmart, Target, Lowe's, Home Depot, Publix, Ingles. So now you can say it. I mean, that's food, that's shopping, that's whatever. So there's not a lot of excuse. And what I liked about that, it was called Caroline's Carts. And my mom's name was Carol, so I always told her they made that cart especially for her. But what this cart does is, it's like it was when we were children, just like taking a bath and a shower was when we were children. I didn't have to use her wheelchair and a buggy because it combines the two. It has a seat in the front, and I could put her in that seat, and it had handles that folded down. So not only did it have handles that held her in, but I had my hand on the handles, and I could watch her and keep an eye on her. And also behind her was a shopping cart. So there's no reason that you have to stay at home now. You can use these carts when you go to these places, and not a lot of people know. They see the carts that the kids can ride in that looks like race cars, and this is kind of along the same lines, but it's for people that have disabilities and things like that. So I take my mom shopping. She loved to window shop. We didn't have to buy anything if she didn't want to, but she loved to look. She always had since she was a little girl. They were real poor when they were growing up, and so buying clothes was not an option. And even when I was a little boy, she made a lot of the clothes. She didn't make mine, thank God. She couldn't sew for boys, or we would have looked like the Von Trapp family. But she did sew for my sisters and herself. And I got to go to Sears and match the Garanimal tag, so I was proud of that. But she would go when she was a little girl, because they were so poor. She had two sisters that were awesome. Really, they could have been professional seamstresses, but they would take her downtown and they would look in the shop windows, and she would see dresses my mom would that she liked to wear to school and things like that. Well, my aunts were so good, they could go home and measure her and use newspaper and stuff like that to make the pattern and actually make those same dresses that looked exactly like the store-bought ones were for my mom. So there's get-arounds for everything. If this doesn't work, then try that. Always comment. If you want to ask me about something, I will answer you back, and usually I'll even give you my cell phone number. That's how adamant I am and how passionate I am about this disease. I don't like really the part that just spews, stats or PowerPoints. I'm not good with things like that. I'm your show and tell guy. I'm the guy that was always at show and tell when we had it at school. I would prefer to show you the products and what they cost. I usually give you 3 price points on anything. I tell you where to go get them. So I'm kind of a Google try to be for you, because if you're a caregiver, your world gets smaller. You don't have time to go out to eat with friends anymore or go out for coffee, and you feel like your world is just small, like nobody cares, nobody knows what you're going through. I can promise you, if you're dealing with it today, at one point I dealt with it, and I try to help you figure out how to deal with it so it doesn't cause you or the patient any strain. So I hope this helped you today. Also, comment. Let me know this is helping somebody. It really does make a creator feel better when they know they're on social media. They're doing something for the betterment of somebody's life and taking care of someone, because we need to take care of our parents just like they took care of us when we were kids. And so please comment. That makes me feel better. It makes me know I'm doing something right. God has told me I asked him for a purpose after she died, because I lost that purpose, because I tell caregivers how to help take care of dementia. But then after she was gone, what do you do when they're gone? Your purpose is gone. That becomes your new life when you're taking care of them. And so it's like, what do I do now? So that's why I started doing this. I said I can honor my mom. That's my purpose, is to honor her. We started out. We're on Facebook. I'm on Facebook and TikTok, and you can also see some of the older videos on Facebook, and I'm going to start posting on Facebook again, because that's where we actually started. Some people say, well, that's embarrassing to show them in that situation and all them, but my mom and dad both were the opposite of that. My dad had ALS, and he was part of a study, and just like with her, she wanted her journey through dementia to be journaled, so we kept journaled. I was not a journaling person, but I did start keeping a journal, and every time something would change, I did it mainly because I wanted to remember the good times when I was having a bad day, or after she was gone, there was a lot of bad days, and I would go back and read things that she would say or we would do, because I wrote every day, so I became a journaler. But also, if a behavior changed or something, I would put an asterisk or a star on that page and have it marked, so that when we went to the doctor, we would always carry all of her medicine to see what was still useful and what wasn't working and what we needed to change. I would also carry her journal and show where this particular behavior had changed, and we were trying to figure out why the behavior had changed. So that's another reason I kept a journal. So that's a good idea too. But let me know that I'm doing some good, because God did let me know that this is your purpose. And if you can help one person, you're honoring your mother and your father's memory, because that's what they wanted. They wanted to help other families not have to deal with what we dealt with. So let me have gone through all the heartache and pain and learning how to diffuse situations when you're dealing with dementia. I do talk about ALS sometimes, but let me have done the work for you, because I promise you, I've been in the trenches. I've been in the foxholes. I know what it's like. It looked fun. My mom did have the sweet kind, which is thankful. I prayed to God to let that happen. But we had times too that were challenging, and we dealt with them, and so I'm trying to help you deal with them too. So just please let me know if you know of anybody that is dealing with dementia. Say if you have a friend that is dealing with an elderly parent that has it. You don't even have to be elderly to have the disease, and you can ask me questions, and I can't tell you I know everything, but I can tell you I can research and find things out for you. So I hope this helped you today. Remember, if you are caregiving, you are doing a wonderful job. You are enough. Somebody is out here that knows what you're going through. You're not alone. And you can comment, and I can talk to you through comments, or we can talk on the phone. Whatever helps you. It's my duty and my job given to me by God to help with this disease and help people that are dealing with the disease have a better and easier life. So remember to care for the caregiver, because if you don't care for the caregiver, you can't care for anyone. And so you are enough today, and I hope you know that. You're more than enough, because you are doing what God calls us to do in the Bible. So I hope everybody has a good day. Keep tuning in. Let me know if I've helped you, or if any of this has rung true for you, and that just lets me know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But I hope everybody has a good Sunday and a good weekend, and I will talk to y'all next week. Bye.